So in the previous session, we have discussed about DML statements and we have discussed how to perform the operations on your object records through DML statements we have discussed. And upon performing the operations through DML statements, what are the various difficulties or drawbacks that we have in DML statements we have discussed in the previous session. And then how can we overcome those limitations by using database class methods. Then what exactly database class, what we can do with the help of database class methods, what are the various built-in static methods that we have in database class we have discussed in the previous session. And then we have discussed about database.insert method. Then what exactly database.insert method and what it will do we have discussed. Now, let me digging into the concept here. What exactly database.insert method, how it works. Now let's see. Basically, database.insert is a ready-made method which has been given by database class. So by using this database class, we can connect with our Salesforce objects through programming and we can perform all the DML operations and the SOQL queries also. That means both import and export operations we can do on your Salesforce object records through database class. So as part of this database class, we have a method called as insert method, so which can be used to insert the records inside your object. In order to insert the records, it may be one, it may be multiple records inside the object, we can use the help of this insert method. But the specialty is this insert method is having two behaviors here. First one, it will allow the partial processing mechanism. That means upon inserting a group of records inside the object through this insert method, while inserting the record in the middle of the insertion, if any of the record operation has been failed, so it will just skip that record insertion, it will continue with the remaining records as it is. That is one operation here. That is called as partial processing mechanism. Second one, it maintains transactions like as your DML statements. Like whatever the way the DML statements work, similar fashion it can work. Like whenever we are inserting the records in the middle of the insertion, if any of the record operation has been failed, it will cancel all the remaining previous records automatically here. So these are the two behaviors are available here. So now here in this case, in order to indicate that not only passing the collection records which you are going to insert, we are passing a Boolean parameter also. Now, this Boolean parameter is going to be indicating whether you want me to allow the transaction management or you want me to maintain partial processing mechanism. To indicate that we are using that second parameter, Boolean. If I'm passing the value as a true, then it will be same working like as your normal DML statement. That means it maintains the transaction management over here. So as part of transaction management, if any of the record insertion has been failed, the whole transaction will get rolled back. That is a functionality. If I'm passing the second parameter as false, then it allows partial processing mechanism. In the middle of that processing, if any of the record insertion has been failed, just it will skip the record, it will continue with the remaining records as it is. That facility is available. These are the two operations are available, two behaviors are available as part of this database start insert method. Okay, understood the concept here? Now here you can come to the scenario. For example, I'm passing the second parameter as false. That means I'm allowing partial processing mechanism. In this partial processing mechanism, whenever I'm inserting the records, suppose for example, I'm inserting 10 records. In that one first record inserted successfully, second record inserted, third record inserted, fourth record inserted. Fifth record insertion has been failed because I did not pass a value for one of the mandatory field. So my record insertion has been failed. Then if the record insertion has been failed, just it will ignore the record. It will continue with the rest of the record. Sixth record inserted, seventh record inserted, eighth record inserted. Again, ninth record has been failed. It will skip that record over here. Tenth record inserted successfully. Total, how many number of records we have processed here? 10 records. Out of these 10 records, how many records are successfully inserted? 8. How many records are failed? 2 records. Then, how to track these results? How to track how many records are inserted? What records are inserted? What records has been failed? If the record is failed, why the record is failed? What is the mistake that I did? I want to track that information. For that reason here, whenever we are trying to be inserting the record inside the object, once a record operation has been done, it may be success, it may be fail, whatever it might be here. In order to collect that record operation result, we are going to be using the help of a class called as database.saveResult class. So database.saveResult is a built-in class which has been given by Salesforce by default. Database.saveResult is a built-in class given by Salesforce by default, which can able to store the result of one record operation upon insertion. Upon inserting the record, one record operation result, it can able to store inside this. But in this case here, how many records we are processing over here? Collection. That means multiple. So multiple records we are processing over here. So now here in this case, in order to store the multiple records insertion operation results, we are using the help of either an array or list collection. We can use either an array or list collection over here. So now, in this case, let's see how can we do that here. Now, so now when coming to the database.saveResult class, where database.saveResult is a built-in class which can able to hold the result of one record operation, okay, upon insertion, not upon updation, not upon deletion, not upon undeletion. So now, upon inserting the record, one record insertion operation result, it can able to store inside that. Then how can we track whether my record insertion is successful or not? To do that here, as part of this database.saveResult class, it contains some built-in methods. So now we have 3 methods are available inside this SaveResult class. The first method is a success method. First method is a success method, which is going to be indicating whether your record insertion operation is success or not. In order to check whether your record insertion is a success or not, we are using a method called as is a success method. Now, which returns a Boolean value. If the record insertion is success, it returns true or else it returns false. Now, so now here in this case here, suppose if my record insertion operation is successfully processed, if my record is inserted, then record will be having some ID, right? Yes. Once a record is inserted, then definitely Salesforce will be generating one ID. Then to get that ID, it is providing a ready-made method called as getID method. Okay, getID method. By using that getID method, we can get the ID of the record which has been generated by Salesforce. When if the record is inserted. Suppose if the record insertion is failed, then it will be generating some errors messages over here. To get that error messages information, we are using the method called as getErrors method, where getErrors method is going to be returning all the errors information in the form of database.error class. Database.error is a built-in class over here, which stores all the errors information inside that over here. Now, what error messages it has written? To track the error messages in database.error class, we have some ready-made methods are available here. Okay. Now, let's see. Make a note of this one here. Database.saveResult class. Database.saveResult is A built-in class provided by Salesforce by default, which can hold the result of a record upon insertion, which can hold the result of a record upon insertion. It can hold only one record insertion operation result. To hold the multiple records insertion results, we have to use the help of either an array or list collection of database.saveResult class. For example, database.saveResult array or database.saveResult list collection. Now, it provides a collection of built-in methods to be used to track the result of each record insertion operation result. Now, then what are the various methods are available? Now let's see. First method, Boolean is success. It returns true if the record insertion is successfully processed. Else, it returns false. This method returns the record ID generated by Salesforce once the record operation is a success. Third one, get errors, which returns the result in the form of database.error array. It returns all the errors information raised by the Apex runtime engine. It returns all the errors information raised by the Apex runtime engine. Now, it returns the errors information in the form of database.error class. Database.error class. Then up to this part, now in this case, database.error is a built-in class provided by Salesforce which contains all the errors information raised by Apex runtime engine in the record processing has been failed. We can track the errors information by using the below built-in methods. Below built-in methods. Now, as part of this error class, we have three methods are available. First method, get message method. It returns the error message raised by the Apex runtime engine. Error message or a description. Second one, get status code method. It returns the error status code written by the Apex runtime engine. For example, field filter validation, mixed DML operation, custom validation exception, etc. Third one, get fields. This method returns the fields information which causes the error. Make a note of this. So now my requirement is, in the previous session we have discussed, when I try to insert multiple records inside my hiring manager object, okay, I'm facing some issue where when I try to fail one record insertion inside the 200, it is causing the issue and then it is going to be cancelling all the previous operations. Now I would like to use the help of database class method. Through this database class method, I would like to insert the record. Now, upon inserting the record, I would like to allow partial processing mechanism. So now during this partial processing mechanism, if any of the record insertion has been failed, then I would like to track the result of each and every record. If the record is success, then what is the ID generated by Salesforce? I would like to collect that ID. Suppose if the record insertion has been failed, then why the record has been failed, I would like to collect those errors information. I want to track the error message. I would like to track the error status code. I would like to track the field which causes this error. All this information I would like to track. Then how can we do that? Okay, now let's see with the practical use case. Now, let me go to my Salesforce arc. I'm going to my Salesforce arc now. I'm going to my Salesforce arc. Now here, let me go to my developer console. Let me open the class which I have prepared in the previous session. Now the method is insert bulk HR record. This is a piece of code. So total I'm trying to be inserting 200 records inside my object over here. But upon trying to be inserting this 200 records, if I'm not passing the value for 198th record, that means almost okay records has been processed. Okay, if I'm processing two more records, then my operations will be done. So now at the last stage, 198th record has been failed. Because of this record failure, all the previous 1797 records insertion has been cancelled over here. Okay, this is a problem. Now, let me show you this one, how to overcome this problem with the help of database class methods. Now, let's see. I'm trying to be inserting this records, DML operations helper. DML operations helper. Now insert bulk HR records. I'm trying to be executing this piece of code here. Now I'm using normal DML statement. Okay, I'm using normal DML statement over here to insert the records. Now I would like to make one record to be get failed. I know that if any of the record operation has been failed, then it will be cancelling that. To check it out, I would like to make, okay, intentionally I'm going to making one record to be get failed. Now click on execute. Now it is causing this errors information over here. Now it is indicating the error information. Now this is the errors information. Now in this error message here, this is the actual error message. This is the actual error message. This is the actual error message. In order to get this error messages information, we are going to using the help of a method called as get message method. In the database.error class, we have discussed a method called as get message method. Now this get message method will be returning this error message why the record operation has been failed. Next, second one, we can track the error status code. Now, this is the status code. What is the problem here? Required field missing. Now, it is indicating this. Okay, we can collect this information by using get status code method. Because all the status code will be available in the form of constants. Constant values are always available in the form of uppercase letters in Salesforce. Okay, next. Now, because of which field operation, the record operation is failed. Now it is indicating this errors information. That means fields. Now, these details we can able to collect with the help of a method called as get fields method. Get fields method. Now the get fields method is going to be okay raising that fields information which causes this error information. So these are the three methods. Get message method, which returns the error message information which has been caused by the Apex runtime engine. Get status code method, which returns the status code of your error message. Get fields information method, which will be returning the fields information which causes the actual issue. Okay, understood the concept here? Now I would like to track this information here. I don't want to okay, maintain the transaction management. I would like to allow the partial processing mechanism. Then how can we maintain the partial processing mechanism? Now let me show you with the practical. Okay. Now, so now in this case, upon inserting the records, I don't want to use this normal insert statement here. Let me comment this line of code. I would like to use database class method. I would like to use the database class method. Instead of using this insert statement, I would like to use database class method. I'm using database dot insert. What is the collection name over here? LST HR records. Now the second parameter, I'm passing the value true. That means what? Rollback. That means if any of the operation has been failed, it will cancel all the previous operation. That means it will be same working like as your normal insert statement over here. Now let me show you. Let's save this. Try to execute this piece of code. Now also it will show the same error message here, the same. Because it is working like as your normal insert statement, because it maintains transaction, because transaction should be allowed or not. For that one, we are having this second parameter. If true means it will allow the transactions here. Because of that here, one record fail, whole transaction will get rolled back. Now I don't want to maintain okay transaction management. I would like to allow partial processing mechanism so that I'm indicating the value false. In this case, how can we track this result over here? I want to track the result of each and every operation. In this case, we can track the result by using database dot save result array, either array or list collection. It's your choice, depends upon your requirement over here. Now, database dot save result, okay, array here. Now I would like to specify that information. Now I'm indicating LST records. LST record results. You can give like that here, any name, whatever you want. Now, this is the collection over here which we have specified. So now here I'm going to be using database start insert method where I'm going to be inserting some collection of records by allowing partial processing mechanism here. Now, whatever the results has been returned by this okay Apex runtime engine, those results it will be storing inside this save result class. Now I'm collecting each and every record result here because this is an array which holds all the records insertion result here. Now I would like to collect each and every record result here. Now I would like to iterate. I'm using LST record results. Now here I'm going to be iterating this collection. Every element will be of type what? Database dot save result type over here. So we can specify database dot save result type result. I'm defining the variable. So now from this collection, I'm collecting each and every element, okay, and then I'm giving storing inside the variable. Now we can able to track if result dot is a success. Result means what here? This is a method of, this is a reference of save result class. So in this save result class, we have a method called as is a success method. Now I would like to track whether my operation is success or not. It may be success, it may be fail. Okay, two possibilities will be available here. So that I'm using true condition, false condition both. Now, if true, that means if the result dot is a success, that means if the method has written true, my record is inserted, then it returns true. If true, I would like to show the message over here. System dot debug hiring manager record inserted successfully. System dot debug hiring manager record ID is, I would like to represent result dot get ID method. By using this get ID method, we can able to collect the result here. That means ID of the record. Result means what? It's a reference to save result class. In that save result class, we have a method called as get ID method. We can collect the ID of the record. Okay. Next. Suppose if is a success has written false. That means record insertion is not success. That means failed. If the record insertion is failed, here we can able to track the errors information. How can we collect result dot get errors? So which will be returning the errors information in the form of database dot error array, record errors. So I'm preparing an error array over here. Inside this errors array, I would like to store, okay, all the errors information which has been raised by my Apex Runtime engine. Now here I would like to collect each and every error information. If database dot error, now some record error from record errors. Collect each and every record error information we can represent. System.debug error message is, here I would like to show some more message also. Something went wrong. Record insertion failed. I would like to show error message is record error dot get message. I would like to show the error message information. System.debug error status code is record error dot get status code. System.debug, I would like to indicate now affected fields. Affected fields are, I would like to specify record error dot get fields. I'm going to be collecting this information. If the record insertion has been successful, then I'm going to be tracking this success information. Suppose if the record has been failed, then I'm collecting the errors information, I'm storing inside my array. From there, I'm representing each and every error information with the help of this function. Okay. Now, once one record operation has been done, then I would like to give a line break. Now, system.debug, I'm giving a line break. Because at the end of the for loop over here, at the end of this for loop. After displaying this information here, at the end of the for loop, I am going to be giving that line break, because here each and every record results it will be segregating by using line break. Okay, understood the concept now? Nobody is responding. Not understood. Okay. Hmm. Any more? Right. It will working same like as your DML insert statement. No need to write that piece of code. Hmm. If I'm passing this a false, then only we can able to track what records are processed, what records are failed. For that reason, here we are using the help of save result class. Okay, save result class. So basically, database dot save result is a built-in class given by Salesforce which can able to store result of one record upon insertion. That means today I'm inserting one record. The record result is what? Is it success or fail? To hold that information, we have a class called as a database dot save result class. Now, in this database dot save result class, we have three methods are available. Is the success method to check whether that record insertion is success or not. If it is success, it returns true or else it returns false. Second one, if the record insertion is success, once you are inserting the record in the object, what will be generating the Salesforce for that record? ID. So Salesforce to generate ID for that record. To get that ID of the record, we are using get ID method, which is also part of this save result class. Suppose if the record insertion has been failed because of some mistake. So if the record insertion has been failed, then it will be causing some errors. So to get those errors information, we are using the help of get errors method. Now, in this case here, we are going to be inserting the records into the object by allowing the partial processing mechanism, and then all those records information, results information I'm storing inside my array. Or else you can maintain a collection also, no problem. Simply we can use list. That's it over. You no need to make any changes over there. Okay. Now we can use either a list collection also or array also, whatever you want here. Now in this case, what happened here? First record insertion result will store into first reference variable. Second record insertion result will store into second reference variable. Third record insertion result will store into third reference variable. Fourth record insertion result will store into fourth reference variable. So these are all are part of our collections over here. Now collect this collection here, and then once the collection has been collected, from there collect the first record result, store into the result variable. From there we can track whether the record is success or not. If it is success, then we can show that message, and then we can collect the record ID. Suppose if it is not success, that means failed, then in this case we can track the error information by using get errors method here. Get errors method will be returning the errors information in the form of database dot error class. Here also we can maintain a list collection also, no problem. Here also we can maintain list collection. So now here in this case, get errors method is going to be returning all the errors information over here. So now each error information will get stored inside database.error class. So multiple errors may be getting occurred. So in order to hold that, we are preparing list collection. From there, collect that each and every record error information here. Each and every error information, we can track that error information by using get message method, get status code, get fields method here. Okay. Now, so now here I think you know the concept of data loader. We have discussed the concept of data loader. Whenever we are inserting the record through data loader, or upon updating the record, deleting the record, undeleting the record, upsetting the record, how many output files will be generating by data loader? Two files. What are those two? Success file, error file. Success file contains what? Records which has been processed successfully. Error file contains what? records which has been failed. Then how it is tracking that? Because of this database class methods only. Here we are writing on the debug log file. Data loader will write into Excel sheet here. That's it, nothing else. Okay. So the background implementation inside the data loader is purely database class methods. Because of that, it is generating two output files, success file and error file. Okay. Now, now let me execute this a piece of code now. Let me save this class code. Click on execute. Do we have any error message here now? No. No error message is available. That means it has been processed. Let's go to the debug log file. Select the debug only checkbox over here. Now it is indicating this information. First record has been inserted successfully. This is a record ID generated by Salesforce. Second record also. Third record also inserted. Fourth record inserted. Fifth record inserted. Sixth record inserted. Like that here, it will be tracking all the records information. All the 197 records has been inserted successfully here. Now 198th record has been failed. 198th record has been failed over here. Now it is indicating the message something went wrong. Record insertion has been failed. Now this is the error message which has been raised by the Apex runtime engine. This is the status code. These are all the fields which are causing this error. Even though if 198th record has been failed, it will just ignore the record. It will continue with the 199th record. 200 record also has been inserted. So out of 200 records, 199 records has been inserted. One record has been failed over. Clear? Understood the concept now? So this is how we can able to write the piece of code in order to insert the records inside your objects by using partial processing mechanism here. Clear? Like the similar fashion, you have to write the piece of code for remaining DML operations also. Okay, understood the concept now? Next. Now, make a note of this code. Then up to this part. And okay, later. When? No, I'm giving the time right to write the code. So here we are using the help of database class methods. I'm using database start insert, so that we are using database start save result class. Here also database start save result. So whenever we are going to be using this method here, depends upon the method. Here just we need to change that respective class name. That's it. Remaining everything will be same. Copy and paste. No change. Suppose for example, here if I'm using delete method, then what is the class over here? Delete result. That already I have given this points also. In each and every DML statement, I have given these points also. During the delete statement here, I have given this syntax. Delete result class. Here also delete result class. That's it. Over remaining all the methods are same. No change over here. Suppose if I am using undelete. Here what we need to do? Undelete result. Here also undelete. That's it. Everything will be same. Suppose if I am using that merge, then here we have to use merge result. That's it. Here also we have to use this. And if I am using this upsert, here upsert result. Here also same. If I am using update, here we can use save result. For insert, update, both in the both the cases here, when you observe the button, you will be having only save button. Upon click on new button, form will be opened, and the form you are having save button. When you go to that, edit button also, it will show that screen, it will show save button. So that here, in both the cases here, you will be having save result, remaining all the cases, remaining class names, that's it. Everything will be same. Okay, this is the concept of database class methods which we can use to allow partial processing mechanism. Okay, so with this one we are done with the DML statements concept over here. Now, from tomorrow we are going to discuss about the concept of triggers. What exactly a trigger, what it indicates, so what type of triggers are available in Apex programming, how to create, where to create, and then what are the various trigger events are available, everything we'll see one by one. Don't miss the theoretical concept of trigger. If you miss the theoretical concept, you can't write the trigger code. Okay, thank you.